Now, all of the most interesting playoff races are happening in the AFC, but our game of the week is in New York.
This is why I got flexed. This is why I got flexed, because it is the one game that the other games don't affect this game. This game is standalone, winner takes all.
You start.
I'll start. All right. They played a couple weeks ago. I don't think you could determine a lot. And you and I talked about this. Giants won the first game, but they needed to come back from, I think, 17 points and block a field goal at the end of the game in order to win that game. So I don't think you can gauge that one team is superior to the other team. I think they're about as evenly matched as anyone. I think the edge will go to the Giants because of Tony Romo's bruised hand. But that's the only reason I think the edge goes to the Giants. Eli played pretty miserably against the Jets. You know, he had a big play to Victor Cruz and made a couple other plays that helped him win.
I agree, he was bad.
He was awful. And he's been awful during most of the second half of the season.
Really?
He wasn't good against the Eagles in the Vince Young game.
Right.
He wasn't good against. There's been a couple games that he wasn't good in the second half of the season. Really bad, actually. So Eli's struggling.
They did win last week.
They did win.
They found a way to win, even with Eli playing bad.
But he was awful. But how much of that had to do with how bad Mark Sanchez played?
Well, they scored 20 points, right? Right.
Part of it is they reestablished the running game with Bradshaw and Jacobs, because having both of those guys back in the lineup makes them a completely different football team. Yeah. They're built to run the football. They've got the fourth best passing offense in the NFL, but looking at this team on paper, they're built to run the ball. They've got, of course, the bruiser and Jacobs and the speeding changeup back in Bradshaw. Having both those guys together on the field makes all the difference for this offense, as now Eli can use his most important weapon as the play-action pass, and it makes them a complete offense. And this whole game, looking at it, Dallas, they had their chance to win this division weeks ago. That overtime loss to Arizona was a killer. Icing your own kicker, I have no idea what the heck Jason Garrett was thinking. That they lost the division on that game right there. Of course, they could have won their the first matchup with this. Of course, they had the blocked field goal by Pierre-Paul. Didn't really show up in that Eagles game. Tony Romo, of course, had the bruised hand, of course, so you have to attribute it to that. But also they lost to DeMarco Murray. That was a huge part of their offense during that winning streak they had, was they were able to run the football.
And now, do they have Felix Jones?
Yes, they absolutely do, and they say he's 100%.
100?
But he's not DeMarco Murray, and he doesn't have the capability to do what DeMarco Murray could do. And Murray started about 6 or 7 games. He got 900 yards in those games, which is phenomenal and showed you what the added dimension they had to their offense. But also Dallas, they seem to invent ways to lose every year, ever since Tony Romo became their starting quarterback. They look like they're going to win, they're going to go deep in the playoffs, or have any signs of promise. They find ways to lose, and they find ways to screw it up. And I don't know if you can attribute it to Tony Romo, their coaching staff. People thought it was Wade Phillips that caused it. But I just see them once again coming up short in a pressure situation. I see the Giants winning this game because of the way they can run the football. And yes, Romo could challenge this really depleted Giants secondary, but the Giants pass rush will win them this game. Jason Pierre-Paul has had an amazing rookie season, as well as Tuck coming in as well, having a good game last week. The pass rush is going to win this game as well as the running game. Giants win this one by 3 points.
I'm taking the Cowboys. I think they win this game and they win the division. I think DeMarcus Ware makes his presence felt. I think Tony Romo proves to everyone finally in a big game that he's able to win a big game. And I think he can even win one in the playoffs. I'm going to go with Dallas.
Even though you said Giants had the edge before.
I think the Giants have a slight edge because of the hand, but I think Tony Romo's going to prove he's an elite quarterback that could win a big game and win this one against the Giants. What was the Giants' record in the second half of the season? Something like 2-6?
Their schedule was so tough.
Schedule or not, that really hurts your confidence.
I'm going to take the Giants, obviously. I'm going to take the Giants. I'm drinking the Giants Kool-Aid. Drinking the Giants
There's
tap
Giants
water.
Kool-Aid in there, right there.
Yeah.
Giants flavored Kool-Aid.
That's
good, huh? That's good, huh?
Tastes like touchdowns.
I think it stings.
It tastes like touchdowns to Victor Cruz. That's what it tastes
That doesn't
like.
go down very easy, that stuff right there. I tried it. I choked.
Kind of like Michael Vick this season?
Kind of.
All right. All right, here we go. Giants. It's going to be the Jason Pierre-Paul show again. Justin Tuck rushing the edges, putting the pressure on Romo. Romo's going to get his, it was his thumb, right?
His whole hand.
Oh, right, his whole hand.
His whole
Thing was
hand
blown
was
up like a
swollen right up
balloon.
here.
They're going to hit him in the first sequence. He's going to continue to play. He's going to tell Jason Garrett that he's fine and that it didn't hurt. He's going to be 60% for the rest of the game. He's going to score about 16 points on the Giants. Manning's going to drop 27, 28 points. Bam. Done. But it's going to be all Jason Pierre-Paul, Justin Tuck rushing the edges, putting the pressure on Romo. That's the story of this one. Blown coverages and all. I think that there's going to be too much for Romo can handle. I know that the pass rush has been inconsistent this year, but in big moments they have showed up. This is the biggest of the big moments. Let's do it. Not to mention, we are in New Jersey. We're in New York. We are at home. The Giants are at home in this game. If they could do it in Dallas, they can do it at home against an injured Romo and no DeMarco Murray. I'm going to take the Giants.
I knew you would.